This is Dillon Martin, and I'm performing my persuasive speech for Intro to Speech. Here's my ID so that you can identify me. This is my audience. Right there is Kenna.
Hi.
This is Rachel, Lisa, Hi. Angel, and Emily. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about why I think college textbooks should be free. And I'm sure, as many of you are college students, you understand the troubles of paying for textbooks. So let me ask you, which would you prefer? Would you rather pay for textbooks or have them be free?
Free!
Awesome. Did you know that students spend an average of $834 on textbooks each semester? And before I go any deeper, there is always the obvious option of finding textbooks online or renting a book, whatever. But free just always seems to be the best option. And students already spend a fortune on loans, so the addition of textbooks does not help. The caveat is that some books have access to online stuff for classes, and so you may also need to pay for that, which makes them even more expensive. To be fair, I'll present both sides equally, but in the end, I'll justify why I believe textbooks should be free. So let's start with the positives. First of all, we as students can just save money. Students can use money for other interests in their life. You know, everybody has to pay rent and stuff like that. There are lots of things that students pay for, and a lot of us are kind of broke and poor for a while until we get our degree. Students can give the money back to pay back their loans early and just have it start, and that way when they get out of school, it's less for them to pay back. Students can also afford to attend more classes. So let's say if you need an extra 2 classes, you could afford that with that $800 that you saved from textbooks. And this gets you closer to achieving your degree as well. Most textbooks are a one-time use, and this is kind of unfortunate. You're paying $200 per textbook on average, and then you use it once during the whole semester and then never again. That seems like a waste of money to me. And colleges already make enough money, and that's obvious to a lot of us. I mean, tuition is already expensive, and they already get textbooks for a cheaper price, and then they just raise them for when students need them. Even if they put them at the price that they got them from, it would be a little bit better for students. Now let's think about the negatives. So if we were to make textbooks free, like let's say the University of Colorado Springs in town, they're kind of pricey. I mean, I'm about to go there myself, and it's a pretty cool school. I like it, but they're expensive. I've looked at their textbooks and a lot of that. But I feel like, especially them, since they're a big kind of centralized school in a big city, they could raise tuition costs if we went for free textbooks. They would feel that, well, since textbooks are free, we're just going to raise tuition just so we make more money on the side still. Different loan payouts could be another negative. So your loan provider and schools see that, hey, you don't have to pay for textbooks anymore. You only need this much money, and that's it, which means that students may not be able to take as many classes or just barely be able to take the minimum classes that they need. And books may not be the same. As I mentioned before, some of them have access to online products. That may not be the same, and so you may have to pay separately for those online products. Perhaps you could come to a compromise. Maybe textbooks, if they can't be free, why not lower the prices to what the colleges get them for? That seems like it'd be a little bit better for students. Or if you could make textbooks free, you could add a little bit of cost to the courses. So, if your course costs $150, add an extra $40 to each course. The colleges would still be making money. If you have 150,000 students attending your college and you add $40 to each course, they'd still make money. They'd be fine. To sum it all up, the most important thing is obviously students save money. That's important. And it's not like it's going to hurt the colleges too much in any way. The downside is that colleges may see that they can raise their tuition or alter loan payouts to students. And this has always been a tough argument. I've read several articles on it from students in colleges and why we should not. And perhaps we could come together and find a compromise, considering we as college students understand the difficulties of purchasing textbooks. But overall, I just simply think that textbooks, since they're one-time use, and all the things that I have stated so far, like, they should be free or just at a more available cost to students, to be fair. We're here to learn, and that's what's most important to us. And I just want to say some of my sources were the Chronicle, Forbes, and finegg.org. And I was wondering if you guys have any questions for me.
How many schools have the rent a textbook program?
From what I know, in fact, a lot of them, if not almost all of them, have it. I'm pretty sure, but I can always get back to you on that. Most of them do. I've rented textbooks here and there, and it does save money, but you're still paying for them still. So, yeah.
Do they have where you can buy used, like in the bookstores where you can buy used textbooks?
You can buy used.
Good cost?
And that's a good point, because that's something that I may have not mentioned, and I should have thought about mentioning, is that used textbooks from the bookstore itself at the college, that's great, but they're still pricey. That's the problem, you know? And you can go and look online, and it's going to be the same. You know, it might be a little cheaper by $20 or whatever, but it's still pricey. So that's the unfortunate side of textbooks.
True. When they do the used books, do the students that bring them in, do they get a good amount back for them that when they bring them in, or no? Do you know?
Oh, the book buyback.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Right. So students can go to colleges for a book buyback, and basically whatever book you bought from the college, you can sell back to them, depending on the book. They won't accept certain books for some reasons. So, but you get $20, $40 for them, and that's per book. So you might make $60 back, and you paid what, $600 for them? That's not pretty.
Good.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.